Hello, this is Christine Vicenti with Queen City Stamp Art, and I'm here today as part of Kylie Bertucci's demonstrator training program, Blog Hop. And I'm going to be sharing a card, a handmade card today. This is a series of cards that I'm making as part of a bundle of thank you notes that I'm making for my customers this month. So I thought you might like to see a video of how this card comes together. So we're going to be using we're going to be using a stamp image from the Forever Fern stamp set from Stampin' Up. We're also going to be using the little sentiment panel that I stamped on there is from the stitched nested label dies. They come in many different sizes and they're wonderful for sentiments. So we're going to be using a panel of that, and then we're also going to be using two different colors, the Misty Moonlight and Bumblebee. These are both from the brand new In Color color palette from Stampin' Up. So I'm going to set these aside and we're going to move on to the card pieces. So you're only going to need a few pieces for this card. This is a standard A2 size card base. The panel measures 8.5 by 5.5 inches in US measurement, and we're going to fold that in half to create our base card. And then we're going to also be stamping on a layer panel that measures 4 by 5.25, which will layer on here perfectly. And then this one little stitched panel for the sentiment. So why don't we get busy with the stamping? We'll start with the sentiment panel in Misty Moonlight. I love this color, Misty Moonlight, because it's like a light navy blue, and it's just coordinates so beautifully with so many other colors. So we're going to set this aside for a second to dry. And then we're going to pull out our Bumblebee card ink, and we're going to be stamping tone on tone Bumblebee ink on Bumblebee cardstock. And I just want to create a little cluster of leaves to put the sentiment panel over top of. So we'll put some there, and we'll put one down here, and then this piece will layer over top. Before we layer them together, I will glue this piece to the base card using my liquid glue. Just like this. And then we're going to take some of this beautiful Misty Moonlight ribbon, and we're going to cut a piece to lay across the front of the card and add a little bit of extra texture and a little bit of extra color. This helps tie in the Misty Moonlight on the sentiment with the rest of the card. So we'll just lay that across the front like this. And I think I'm actually going to trim the ends a tiny bit. Just like that. Make sure that stays on there. And then we're going to use dimensional adhesive to add the sentiment strip, or the sentiment panel, I should say. Just like this. Very nice. Very clean and simple. Then the last thing I wanted to add were some of these Flowers for Every Season gems. These come in green and clear. We're going to use some of the clear ones, and to attach them, we're going to use this fine tip glue pen. This provides just the right amount of glue, and it's clear, so you don't see it if it kind of oozes out the side. I'm just going to put a few of them on here to add some extra texture and interest. It's surprising how just one small embellishment can really dress the whole card up. These come in a couple different sizes, so I'm going to do a large one, and then a small one here next to it, and then like a medium one over here. Yeah, just like that. And that kind of finishes off the card. Those little gems add just enough, it's hard to see them on camera, but they add just enough light catching properties to make it interesting. You can kind of see them when you look at the card. So that's my easy card for today, my little easy thank you note. I hope you enjoyed watching me make it. And if you need any supplies, the links are in the bottom of the very bottom of the post. I hope you'll pop over to see some of my friends' blogs. Everybody's been working really hard on this, and there'll be lots of ideas to share. So have a wonderful afternoon, and thanks so much for stopping by.